My wife Vanessa gave me an ultimatum: open our marriage or lose her. I said yes, hoping it might save us. Weeks later, I came home early and found her with Jacob, her boss, in our bed. That night shattered me. Meeting Charlotte showed me what love could be. The photos on our wall now feel like museum pieces. Vanessa's charm, gone. Jacob's job, gone too. Back then, Vanessa and I were inseparable best friends since high school, sharing dreams, debts, and Spotify playlists. She talked about feeling trapped, but I thought it was just stress. Her late nights at work became frequent. Jacob's name came up more. I brushed it off. We'd been through so much, I couldn't imagine her straying. My only mistake was assuming love was enough. Charlotte wasn't even in the picture yet, and already I was losing her. She started journaling again, late night writing marathons with wine, candles, and whispered phone calls. I peeked once. The words weren't about us. They were about escape, identity, craving something real. She said Jacob understood her. I asked if she meant emotionally. She said mostly. That mostly clung to my spine like a warning. Still, I brought her breakfast in bed the next day. I thought acts of love could overwrite betrayal. That's when the damage truly began. Charlotte came into my life gently, first as a stranger who complimented my dog. Then as someone who listened. Vanessa noticed. Suddenly, she planned dates, posted old couple photos, and even left flirty notes. It wasn't love, it was damage control. The warmth in her eyes was gone. Every gesture felt rehearsed. Meanwhile, Charlotte and I laughed without trying. I told myself I wasn't cheating, but emotional lines blur fast when someone finally sees you. I suggested therapy. Vanessa said we didn't need a referee. She wanted space, but hated when I left. The irony didn't escape me. I began sleeping on the couch. She blamed me for checking out. But I'd already packed emotionally months ago. Charlotte wasn't a plan, she was peace. I found myself texting her late into the night, just to feel heard. Vanessa stopped noticing, or maybe she just stopped caring. Either way, silence became our soundtrack. Vanessa started accusing me, flipping her phone face down, deleting messages, then asking if I still loved her. I answered with actions: cooking her favorite meal, offering affection she no longer wanted. Her kisses were mechanical. Once, she laughed at something Jacob texted. Right in front of me. I froze. She didn't even notice. The disrespect was casual now. That night, I asked Charlotte if she believed in fate. Her answer made me ache with guilt and relief. The night Vanessa proposed opening up, she wore the same dress from our first date. She said it was liberating. I couldn't speak. She had already chosen Jacob. I was just being asked to cozen. I agreed, numb and ashamed. Later, I threw away our wedding photo. Charlotte noticed something had shifted. She touched my hand differently, like she knew I was drifting toward her. Vanessa never even asked why I cried in the shower that night. In counseling, I asked Vanessa a simple question: did it start before we opened up? She paused too long. Then she sobbed, confessing to oral sex with Jacob months earlier, in his office. The therapist stared. Stunned, I felt like vomiting. Vanessa collapsed to the floor. Clutching my legs, I stepped back. I need space, I said, voice cold. That night, I moved into a hotel. My silence screamed louder than her sobs ever could. I couldn't finish the whole story in this short. The full story is on my channel and linked below.